You gotta love the Atari 2600, the console that had artwork that looked like this, for games that look like this. Games where the astro date is 3200 and you are the last survivor of a small group of Earth people who came to explore the planet Mazion. Soon after landing, you discovered the planet as a dark, apparently uninhabitable place, but by then it was too late to turn back because the spacecraft had been destroyed by Automazions. Now you are a prisoner here, trapped in a maze where even walls are death to the touch, where grim robot thugs stalk you relentlessly and you must systematically pulverize them with your laser gun before they eliminate you with theirs. You are never safe on the planet Mazion, as even when you've destroyed the mechanical heavies, Evil Otto, the mad and merciless mind behind the robot gangs, leaps out from where he's been observing the battle. You flee in panic because you know that you cannot kill Evil Otto, and that once he catches you, you'll never escape. He will pound you to a lifeless pulp, grinning like a maniac all the while. Your only hope is to get out of the electrified maze before Evil Otto catches you, and if you do get out, you find yourself in another maze. Again, faceless robots shoot at you. Again, Evil Otto pursues you. Again, you must dodge and shoot and run into yet another maze. It's enough to drive you berserk. Actually, the manual says it's enough to drive you bonkers. Berserk was right there. It's the title of the game. But yeah, now that we know the story, which is pretty terrifying, honestly, especially when you consider that this is an endless game, how does the game play? Well, this maze is nothing like Pac-Man, because the walls will shock you to death like Operation. In the first maze, the robots never shoot at you, just to give you time to get the hang of the controls, I guess. But starting with the second maze, their movement and firing start to pick up in a hurry, and things get pretty darn difficult pretty darn fast. You really have to watch out for Evil Otto. He may look like the old Walmart mascot, but trust me, he's badass. You really just need to escape the maze ASAP anytime he shows up, and once you get to another, get away from where you entered ASAP. It's a danger zone. You can trick him sometimes into tearing through robots for you, which is fun because you still get points for it. But once the robots are all gone, Otto gets faster. So yeah, about the difficulty. You're limited to one shot at a time, and it's often pretty tough to shoot without putting yourself in a robot's line of fire. And cheap deaths can occur when you enter a new maze and spawn right on top of an enemy. As the game goes on, their firepower gets really fast, but you can shoot out their shots if you're skilled enough. And also position yourself so that the bullet escapes through the void of pixels between your guy's head and shoulders. I guess he lost his neck somewhere on the way to Mazion. On the flip side of the difficulty spectrum, the robots can't shoot diagonal like you can, and are stupid enough that sometimes they kill themselves for you. Their movement gets faster and faster until the 16th maze, where it resets, but their firepower never resets. If you can rack up 999,999 points, I guess that could be considered beating the game, since the score only goes up to 6 places. As an aside, this is one of those Atari games I prefer to play with a Sega Genesis controller, because the top-down perspective and multi-directional shooting lends itself better to a D-pad than a joystick, in my opinion. And yes, if you didn't know already, you can in fact plug a Sega Genesis controller into an Atari 2600, and it will work. As for the game variations, there are 12 of them that determine how many points are required to earn an extra life, whether or not Evil Otto is present and whether or not he is invincible, and whether or not the robots shoot. So yeah, to start off with, any game where the robots don't shoot is completely pointless. It's basically impossible to lose, even with an invincible Evil Otto. Speaking of Otto, the game is also pretty boring without him. His presence somewhat breaks up what is an otherwise monotonous game, and adds an element of surprise and excitement. It's weird to me that Otto isn't in Game 1, especially considering how prominently featured he is in the opening text introduction in the instruction manual. Anyway, you can never kill Evil Otto, but in the Rebound Evil Otto variations, you can shoot him and make him disappear momentarily before he rebounds. In the Invincible variant, your bullets do nothing to him. Game 2 and Game 9 were my favorite versions of the game. Each of them feature shooting robots, obviously, and Game 2 features a rebounding Evil Otto and a bonus life every 1,000 points, which is the most generous. Game 9 features no bonus lives at all, and an invincible Evil Otto, so it's more challenging. Speaking of challenge, the difficulty switches are not used in this game, and there's also no multiplayer. That's fine in my book because I have no idea how multiplayer would have been implemented. And that wraps it up for Berserk, I guess. It's a pretty solid game that was likely even better back in the early 80s. The shooter genre progressed quite a lot even in the 5 or so years following its release, and the cheap deaths are a major impediment for my own personal enjoyment, despite the tight controls, especially with a Sega controller, and smooth performance. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, consider giving a thumbs up, dropping a comment, subscribing, and ringing the bell to get notifications of future videos. Or even some combination of those things. This has been a Leaky Faucet review. I hope to see you around.